Yeah, I'd like to try and make a little Roomba. I think it would be fun. This is the CPP. I don't know whether we should do it as a... Yeah, we could make a new CPP class. We should do things in CPP instead, I think. So let's make a new class, and this is going to be we don't want to possess it. So it's literally just going to be an actor, and we'll just let it move around based on the sensors. An actor, and it's going to be called a Roomba. Does anyone not know what a Roomba is? So a Roomba is the... always working as a janitor. A Roomba is one of those automated vacuum cleaners that goes around and tries not to bump into walls. We're trying to use some simple logic on this. Okay, so we need to get some points on it, I guess, right? And can also climb walls. What, does it have like a spring underneath it? Or is it just going to walk up walls, you mean? Like, and clean the walls? So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I guess we would just have the facing direction, and we'd set some angles, right? So in tick, we'd want to do some trace actions, right? So we'd want to do I'm making this up as I go along. I'm happy to have some ideas as we do it. So we probably want to just do some simple line traces in the forward direction. Yeah, this is going to be really show my inability to work with rotations here. So like the straight on one, we can just get actor. Let's probably just get rotation actually. Was it rotation? What? Oh, is that a class? Sorry, okay. Get actor rotation. Oh my gosh, why can't I can never remember any of the bloody functions. Like, how do you get the flip and transform or the like whatever of a actor if you're so dumb? Because like I don't trust that I'm wrong. I just have to go and look. Yeah, actor rotation. It was the right flipping function. What's wrong with my IDE? An F rotator it returns. I don't know if we use an F rotator though. We're asking for F hit result, so it still doesn't appear. I don't think it's because of that. It doesn't tend to check like the types before it just be like qualified by where you're at. or the class you're in, from my experience anyway. So yeah, instead of copy and pasting, let me just look at the guide that I've made before. We'll try and have a look at. So we want to find anything that hits, right? So the single line would be fine. And then in terms of what we want to block, it would be anything. We don't want to bump into anything, right? So that's another thing we need to kind of think of. So our channel to trace, we need to think about that. So first off, we would, I guess we, in here, we could make a member. So what? Oh my god. Okay, frustrated already. How far do we want to go? The end point we need to work out this. So oh. Honestly, it frustrates me a lot just working in this. Is it meant to be effector 3? Why is it purple? I don't think it is meant to be effector 3, isn't it? It's just meant to be effector. In which case, why is it purple? Why is it a different color to the other structs? Why is this white and not instead of the other color? Oh. Right. Because I was halfway through writing. I'm just getting really tilted by the IntelliSense and the poor quality of working and with it, with Unreal. We could create some scene components. And move them where we want the whiskers to be, I guess, right? Based on the shape of the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed, brain. And I think it gets worse because I use my other computer. Because I use my work machine, and it's switching between both, and some things work on one and one things work on others. It really it agitates me a lot. That feeling of like, why doesn't this do what I think it should? Is just really strong because it works different in different ways. Yeah, yeah, that's it's very strange, brain. I feel I need to go through the setup in VS and go through it again. Anyway, okay, so we want to maybe set up some new scene components. Actually, no, do they need to be? No, I think they would be scene components. Like, little things like that as well. It's such a jerk to work with. The indent happens, but when you undo it, when I undo it at work, it just brings it back. It doesn't take the macro forward with it. I can't even remember how we do the create default subject object. Like, what's that meant to be on again? Is the root component, isn't it? No. Oh, I've forgotten. How we set up a bloody simple object. Oh, I need to say, okay, so we do front trace. I don't like that I've called it trace. Equals create default subobject. Not getting any IntelliSense here, no. Probably doing it wrong. Who knows though, because it's so inconsistent. Something like that, brain. I'm off. No problem, Joe. Sorry for getting agitated. I know it doesn't really help with a nice atmosphere in here. it's agitating. There's no two ways about it, I'm afraid. Hopefully you have a nice day. Have a good one, man. Have a good one. Or is it coding me, brain? We also need to set these to the root components, I think, right? Does it not have a root component already? I guess it needs a static mesh component as well, won't it? Oh. And a collision? No, indeed, Paper Fox. No, man, I appreciate you saying that for sure. Sure. It's funny. It's not like I've been doing this for almost 2 years. Hey there, Holtz. How you doing? Nice to see you. We want to make a use static mesh component. We probably want to make a. I mean, do we need to make collision separate? I think we do. So, what collision do we do? If it's a Roomba, we'll just make it a square Roomba for now, I guess, right? I don't think. Is there a cylinder? I don't know how to. I don't know how to make like a capsule, but the capsule it doesn't let you. It has restrictions. You can't make it flat, basically. It's meant to be like a small little disc, right? You can't make a. You can't really make it flat. There's restrictions on how it has to keep some form of shape, if I remember. Like, you can't make it any flatter than a circle, I think, a capsule. Something along those lines. Yeah, I'm going to use a box collision. Box component. Roomba collision. Okay. Let's go ahead and make these, and we'll make the Roomba collision is going to be. Why doesn't it just give me the flipping? Is it a capital O on sub-object as well? I don't know, because it doesn't give me any bloody IntelliSense. I know I've done a capital E. I will fix that in a sec. I know it is simple typing, don't get me wrong, but when you're coding, really, you don't actually. It's very rarely you write every single letter. You write the start, and you, to avoid making mistakes with naming and typing, you just auto-complete it. So it's not me just being lazy. It's like that's how you code. And this needs to be a U-box collision component. Sorry, this needs to be a U-static mesh component. Like, why are they white now? There's no T on sub-object. Good job, Dan. Will let me do includes for these? No, that's fine. I'll just type them myself. It's fine. Restart the day. Let's forward to clear these. Thank you. Thank you. Actually doing your bloody job for once. Don't need to forward to clear world, but we're going to do it anyway. I don't know what to say. We just need to go components, I think. One day, as much as I like Unreal, it'd be really nice if my work were like, all right, the next main client contract we've got that is using Unity. Everyone, we need to learn Unity. I'd be like, get to do this again. Static mesh component. I'm guessing they're all in here. Just regenerate the Unreal project files every time stuff like that happens. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you generally, like, that's the thing, that I paid £100 or $100 for Visual Studio, Visual Assist, though, you know? And it still doesn't bloody work. Okay, good. That's fine. This isn't right, so that's not a problem. To compile once. Although I am going to take your advice and do a regenerate project files as well. We had added a new class. Oh, I might pop the kettle on as well. I'll be back in just a moment. Have a cup of tea. Things will be okay. Get some Earl Grey. It rhymed. I had to go for it. I had to. Okay. So we've got this going. We needed to set the root component as well, right? So we want to say set root component. No, oh, cracky. That was my own fault. I think it's set root. Flip. What is the... I forgot. Root component equals. Why does it not think this exists? Does it not? I'm pretty sure Actor has the thing called root component. I'm not going to look into this over. It's... Maybe we should spend some time trying to fix my editor. Because it's getting me so tilted. And nobody likes watching someone getting frustrated. Attach non-root elements to it using setup attachment. Thing to attach it to. Okay. So after all of these, we want to go Roomba mesh setup attachment to the root. We're going to do this for all of them. Whiskers as well. The editor! Which is harder, Unreal or Unity? I'm gonna say, I normally give a politician's answer. Unreal is harder. Just purely because there's so many things that are just less explained, less documentation, that just work really weirdly. And C++ is typically a less friendly language. It's not like you don't have to be cleverer to be able to do it. It's just, it's less of a nice experience. There you go, Unreal. I've spoken the truth about you for once. I'm normally very nice. You're making me sad today. Okay, so we should have these now. And the idea then is that we should be able to get, do traces forward. We want to include draw debug helpers, I think it's called. Yes, great. Do you think it's stronger than Brainoid? Unreal with blueprints is manageable either. No, yeah. So I think the reason Brainoid says that, Paper Fox, is because there's still so many weird things that happen. Well, it depends what you mean by stronger there, Drive Down. So you can make AAA games. Oh, hang on. Assuming we're not going to make AAA games. Yeah, it's... Yes, I would say there's not much difference between them then. The strength of using C++ over something like C# is you get really strict control over things, and so you can really optimize things and have, let's just say you can really make sure things are running exactly how you want them to be, instead of just letting all the stuff get managed automatically. And so you have that control, and that will help you get the most out of limited hardware. Yeah, but that's not going to be something that normal devs come across, I don't think. And also Paper Fox. So Brainoid isn't so much about like the spaghetti-ness of it. It's more of like the quirks of Unreal exist in Blueprint too. I think that's yeah, something you came across yesterday. I thought that might come up. Now you've opened up the can of worms. Go on, brain. Let it out. Let it out. Okay, so what tick we actually want to do this? On tick, we want to go ahead and do some traces. So we want to go ahead, we want to get the front, get component location. Is that the function? Get component look, yes. It's good that I remember them. I mean, it means that I'm growing. It just, I just want it to auto-complete anything for me. Okay, oh, then we need the end, right? So we need to work out the end. So f vector, this is going to be our front trace end. We should probably do it at the start as well. And then we need to do the maths here, right? Where we need to get the facing direction of it as well. Yes, we do. So it would be our... We've done the maths before, but let's see if I can remember it roughly. So we get the start location. And then we get add the facing direction times the distance to that, I think. So we also need a front trace distance. So let's... We might have multiple whiskers, that's why I keep calling them one. Have you tried Rider? Auto-completion integration with Unreal is far better than... So I use Visual Assist rather than default scales, but something's happened since I've reinstalled my or reformatted my computer where I haven't set it up correctly, and it's so inconsistent. On my work machine, it works very differently. So then I get I just need to sit down and sort it out again. But I use Visual Assist, which has generally been good. But I think because I've stopped paying for, I just paid for a year of Visual Assist. You can still keep using it afterwards. You don't get the updates. I just don't. I think there's going to be some things that don't line up between the newest Visual Studio and the latest Visual Assist as well. Or not latest, the one that I'm allowed to use. You know what I mean? But anyway, thank you for the advice. Though I've heard some good things about the JetBrains stuff. Yeah, I mean that's one great thing about Unreal Paper Fox is you can make a whole game using blueprints. You genuinely can. I wouldn't want to, but you can. Okay, so the end is going to be the front trace start plus the rotation, isn't it? Hang on, did I just call this front trace result? So what does this give us back? Is it an effector or a quad? F rotator. Okay, so let's work with an F rotator. Didn't I call it distance? Length. I think Unity will catch Unreal really fast in terms of visual scripting because they pay more attention to user friendly. Yeah, indeed. I agree with that. By the way, I don't mind any backseating with this stuff. It's actually been good practice for me to do this. I've not done like a new class setup for a long time. So, is this how you work out the end? I'm now going to have a quick look at how I set it up in the other one to check that. I think it was in the first person collision project something. This. End location is the forward vector times the distance plus the spawn location. Yes, okay, good. My maths was correct. Roomba! It's the whole. I think the community around Unity seems to be a lot more. Well, I don't know. It just seems that maybe it's just there's more indie devs using it because there is like an Unreal Developer Network, which if you like, I can access a new or a different section of support where the actual staff of Epic like check and give answers as well. That's really good. I don't use it enough, but that is really good. I'm not allowed to, I use it for work only. But like the normal like Unreal forums and stuff, it's very limited. Very, very limited. Okay, so now that we've got this, we can go front trace, start, front trace end. Channel to trace. So we want to actually, we want to hit anything really, don't we? How do we do it if we want to add in a few? Is there a few? Can we? Is there like an override for this with multiple? A channel? Can you pass in like a? I guess is the collision query params that? So why do we have a channel and query params now? I had to forget what these include. No, this. Oh, okay, this doesn't include what it's looking for actually. So ignore that. Ignore that. That's different. I've looked at these previous weeks. I've forgotten what's in them. So this is where you set up what you want it to interfere with, what you want it to hit with. But well, like so, I still feel a little unsure about like we have a trace channel, but then we also have what we want it. My conclusion last week was that we're not actually firing out a trace of a type. That instead it's just a trace, but we tell it what do we want it to care about. But now I'm less so sure. I guess it's because we're doing by channel. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. I think we're coming to the same conclusion there. think ours is channel 3 or 2. Just gonna finish this. Yeah, then they're defaulted. Okay. We might not use this one, but just bear with. So if instead we did a line trace single, so, you know, would we just do profile instead maybe? No, because you'd have to make the profile name no. So with the object type, you pass in the query params, and that's where you would add them to, I think, right? So I think that's what we would do, rather than looking for just the things by channel, right? So collision object query params. So we want to look for, can you, does this take multiple? Is this an array that it takes? No, it just takes in. So we'd have to do that, a few of them here, right? Okay, no, what I've done it before. Don't you do all and then you can take stuff away? I think I've done that. I've seen that before. Hang on, query params dot set. I thought there was a different way to do it. It feels like you're just going to be adding loads of them here. And why is it now only giving me 4 options? Jeez. You want this to be physics body, porn. And we'd probably add in my type, which was my Dan object. There's a way to get the object types from the primitive component. Well, as in, what do you mean by the object types? Do you mean all of them, or? I'm not too sure. I don't know if this will count. Does it take an e-collision channel, right? All right, we'll try that for now. On that note, actually, I might have done a collision. Yeah, if you want it to only respond to one channel, you set collision response to set response to all channels to ELC ignore, and then the following line, set collision response to channel. This is saying what we want our thing to collide with, isn't it? All right, for now, let's ignore that. That's not for the traces. Okay, so we then add in our query params here. I think that's all we needed to put in, right? Why does this not exist anymore? Okay. So we basically need to go ahead and do this for all of them. We can use the same query params for all of them, which is nice though. Need to do this for all three of them though, I think. No, rotation. Who thought this would have taken so bloody long? Okay. When we do this as well, we want to do a draw debug line. The single. Does this give a hit results as well? Yeah, it does. Okay, we don't want to do that. Sorry, a lot of this is just... It's hard to talk just because I just need to focus and do this. It's not complicated, it's just intricate, I guess. Let's try and start at least, eh? Oh, hang on. My mistake. We're trying to make a vector. Font trace start is a vector. Oh, it's a rotator, right? So we need to convert that to a vector. We do that here. So we got forward vector there. I mean, we could still do that if we're rotating them manually, but I feel I would learn more if I was. Yeah, I guess I don't understand the relationship between using a vector to represent it in a rotator. Oh, I'll try and have a quick look. I think I tried doing this before and it just didn't work. Rotation into a unit vector facing in its direction. So it's just a dot vector, is it? See if this works. Oh. Oh. Oh, hang on. I've done this wrong. Start, this is meant to be. Let's give that a go. Hey Zareth, sorry. Vectors are used to calculate the transform. What I can remember. So transforms calculated alongside vector gives you the rotation of an object. Sorry, I'm not too sure. I understand what you're saying. It's not so much your fault. Just not really sure. I can understand what you're saying. To be able to say yes or no, you know. But at the moment, I mean, we might be drawing traces if we make a Roomba. So let's try. We might need to finish this next week, actually, looking at the time. Oh. Okay, let's... Roomba, where are you, good friend? We did an issue up here, I think. Ah. That was the problem. Well, we'll see where the locations are, Zareth. That's the fun of things. It's okay. It's something I want to get better at, if I'm honest. Right. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a blueprint of our Roomba, shall we? Is this where the blueprints are at the moment? I don't even know where the character is, actually. Trigger, I just added him in content. That's fine. We'll just do one from here. We want to make a BP of this. Okay, so here's our Roomba at the moment. It just has a box collision. Oh boy. We got to make you a little bit better though, haven't we? So we're going to give you, do we have a cylinder? We do. Okay, cylinder. We would like to scale you significantly. There you go. Okay, and then for the collision, we need you to be quite a bit smaller as well. So on the Z, you want to be, how much is that? 1/6 of it? So let's try you at around 5. Okay, so the mesh would probably move down a little bit as well. Like that. Developer. So what we do on a Sunday is we literally just we learn stuff. So I've been learning about collision and ray traces and stuff like that at the moment. Raycasting or tracing, whatever you call it, depending on what you're using, I guess. And so yeah, I'm just trying to. I thought as a little thing to finish it off would be to make a little Roomba, you know, like the automated vacuum robot things. To try and make one of those that'll just buzz around and hit things and avoid them, generally speaking. So that's what I'm doing today. Normally we work on a wonderful game called, well, there's a few things I work on, but mostly at the moment I'm focusing on Kattenberg, which is a game I'm making with Brainoid Games and Spacey, which looks a little bit like this. It's like a card game where, I mean, if we look at this one here, it's a card game where you have characters in a party against a party of enemies. you reveal cards in the deck, and then you play your character on a card in order to perform an action to attack them, and basically to defend and to hide. You can do magic. You can use your special abilities, which will either heal or do damage or buff party members. And this is our combat in our game, where you kind of progress through a bit of a series of battles. Yeah. Yes, it is. We're carrying it on with it. What has Brainoid done? Ah, has Spacey seen this? Spacey, if you're in chat, you need to wake up. I don't know why Stonehenge is behind him. He is almost going. The blinking is cool, though. I am confused and amazed. Because a lot of the animations I noticed they did in Darkest Dungeon was like, they just seem to like manipulate what's already there rather than like hand animate it. He's perfect candidate to defend Stonehenge. I agree. The blinking is so good. We just need like the shield going up and down a little bit now. Thank you, Bright, for playing around with that. Okay, so we're making our Roomba. That's where we were, right? Beep boop, beep boop. Can we give you a colour? There you go, you're yellow. You're a projectile. Right, and then we need to set up where these are, right? Oh, hang on. Should we try and use that thing where it lets you actually see where they are? What's it called? Widget. It's something like a widget metaphor. Flip, I forgot what it's called. Brain, you might have played with these. You can add in something into these. No, it's like a... Something with I thought it was like a widget. What's it bloody called? It makes it so that you have like a little a visualizer for it. So I used to work in Unity. I use Unity and C# originally. I do, but now I use Unreal and C++. So I started. I think this might. Does this work? There's a little clip you can watch if you want. But yeah, it was around September 2017 I started Unity, and then it was start of 2019 I moved to Unreal because there was a job opportunity, which I now have got acquired. I can ask him my work is good actually because someone's been using. And sorry, you said you started looking into modding a game called Caves of Quud. I'm not too sure of that. Make edit widget. Ah, there. Brain knows you found it. That is. So it's a meta one. That's why I couldn't find it. There you go. Oh, is it only when they're selected? It might not. It might only work when they're selected. Let's see how it works anyway. I'm pretty sure it just... okay, so it only does it when it's selected, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still... we'll still check him in anyway. Whether or not it's going to reload in a nice way, we'll have to see. Let's close it, just to be safe. Okay. So, Brain, did you know you can do things like this as well? Sorry, a workmate has just recommended that I could do something like create editor only component. And you can make a sprite and then you can attach it to the thing. And that'll only show you an editor. Yeah, that's another thing that we could do instead. But okay, did it actually compile? Let's go back into our Roomba, shall we? Roomba! Yeah, yeah. Roguelike, do what you want kind of game. Fight monsters and all that jazz. I'm attending uni as 25, doing foundation degree, but I think you're doing computer science instead of digital. Oh, okay. Digital forensics sounds pretty like you might make more money, but it depends on what your objectives are. Okay, so let's go into these now. Damn it. Doesn't show it. Let's relaunch it then. Roomba. Roomba. Where are you, my friend? Oh, blast. It doesn't even... I don't know if it's not even... Oh, did I not say true? I don't think I did equals true, did I? I'm a numpty. It'll be about the same as a programmer. Yeah, but a programmer... Oh, yeah, if you're doing computer science, I guess computer science is yeah, you're right, actually. I was comparing it to game dev salary. Come on. Still hasn't worked, does it? Hasn't bloody worked. Well, it depends. Like, if you've been in for ages, or if you come in with a bunch of experience, it'll vary. But it depends on your country as well. But in the UK, the entry salary isn't going to be vast. Where I work isn't renowned for paying particularly like high wages. But yeah, it's not much. I remember there was a big spreadsheet before of entry wages, and you're looking at anything between like 18 and low 20s as a start point. It kind of makes sense, but like as a a dev would be a lot. Typically, would be more, right? Oh, do you know what? I give up on these stupid locations. I don't care anymore. Right, Roomba, which way? Let's add an arrow component, shall we? Because I don't know which way it's facing at the moment. There we go. You're facing that way. Thank you, Roomba. So front whisker. Let's get this. I guess we can do this in top view. It would probably help me. So the front whisker location, we want to move you to be here. Left whisker, you're going to be here. And rotated 45. And then right whisker. We can do the rotation now, I guess. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Let's use the world position instead to move it. There you go. That's better. Hey, Steel Elves, nice to see you. I'm keeping quite well. I'm looking forward to a good chunk of time off work between now and the new year, which will be wonderful. But yeah, other than that, though, I am good. Thank you very much. We're currently looking to we're making like a little Roomba with some sensors that we just want to see whether or not the sensors do what they should be doing at the moment. So let's go in and on the Roomba, we're going to give it, we'll make it sense, let's just say 25 units ahead of it. For now, let's add in a Roomba. And let's just see, does it have lines coming from it? No. No is the answer. Should be hitting this. Okay, so does it have anything? It's apparently hitting stuff. Oh, it's hitting itself? So then it should be doing a debug draw between these 2 points. Yeah, it will be lovely. Indeed it will. I'm doing a charity stream as well at the start. How did yours end, man? I saw you doing your Diablo. Well, I saw when you were playing Diablo doing your charity stream thing. How did that go? And I saw that you got front page with it as well. Did you reach out to Twitch and say you were doing a charity thing? Yeah, why is this not working, I wonder? We can go down past them all and then have a look at the results of them, I guess. So they should be starting from... Oh, I've gone out of bloody scope now, haven't I? Right, let's go down to here then. Jump down to there. The start, minus 100. Yeah, 115 minus 100, 115 minus 170. Minus, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 35 between them all. And the Z is at 170. Okay, why is that happening then, eh? Where is this at the moment? Yeah, it's in the right positions. So why can't we see it? I wonder. Charity went amazing across all the streamers for the week-long event, raised over 33k for mental health. Front page was requested due to the charity. Was that like the charity asked, or did you reach out yourself, dude? Because you're part of a bunch of streamers doing it. I'm going to be raising money for a charity called Young Minds in December, which is to do with mental health in children and young people. So yeah, feel free to check out. It'll be similar to last year's one, I hope. We'll get a Christmas tree. I'm going to do a game jam during the week as well. So combine the two things together. But then we'll have some like pay. We'll do like a 10-hour days for a week. And then if we can get to certain goals, we can do what we did last time and try and push it into a 24-hour stream to finish. Dannable Lecter, I like that one, Poker Badly, thank you. Game dev seems really hard though. Game dev crunches and stuff probably get paid more because the crunches to compensate. No, you don't. That's my point here. Is you don't get paid more to do game dev. No, you get paid less as a game dev typically. That was my point. You kind of you get into game dev if you're passionate about game dev and you want to work in an industry that you're excited about. No problem. It was the head of the team who put it through, I believe. I don't know what magic they use. All right, that's cool. Just so I know whether it's worth me trying to reach out to Twitch when I'm doing my thing. To play more ping pong. I don't have a ping pong. I'd love a ping pong table though. But, oh, hold on. Is it drawing them under the floor? Oh, it bloody well was. Hello, Whiskers. Look at him. Little Roomba Whiskers. There we go. My Roomba was just in the floor. That's fine. Right. So now we're in a position where we can build some logic on this next week. So we've got a basic Roomba. Well, I say that, I mean, we've got a sphere that has some blue lines that it draws out of it. We're going to turn that into something that will move around. We'll change the color of the trace if it hits. And we will make it go forward. And if there's something directly in front of it, it can do some rotations and stuff. We'll try and play around with that next week, and I look forward to it. But yeah. Thank you, Steel Elves. Yeah, I think I probably will. I'm gonna try and do a bit of planning later. Table tennis in my book. I wish we had. I love table tennis, but like generally at the moment we don't have time. Don't have time to stick around, unfortunately. Or team build. I mean, there's definitely benefits to having some good social bonding, but yeah. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're going to go and raid someone because I've been going for almost 3 hours and I got some other things I'd like to do today. And this is, I don't think I'm going to finish within the next half hour. So I think we have one more week left, or one more weekend in November, which would be the 29th. So on the 29th, we'll do our final collision tracing stream where we will try and turn this beautiful robot into something special.